Hey everyone! Welcome back to the Englusi podcast, your favorite place to learn English and grow in life. I'm Lena, and I'm here with my amazing co-host, Alex. Alex, how are you feeling today?
Hey, Lena. I'm doing great. Feeling energized and excited about today's topic. What about you?
I'm doing well too. Yesterday I had a moment where I just stopped and wondered, why is it that some people completely change their lives while others seem to stay stuck?
I've had that thought as well. You see people rise from tough situations to success, and you can't help but ask, is it luck or is there something they know that others don't?
Exactly. And that made me think about my own experience learning English. At the beginning, it felt impossible. So many words, so many rules. But slowly, step by step, everything started to make sense.
That's really true. In the beginning, I thought fluency was just about knowing more words, but later I realized it was much more than vocabulary. It was habits, mindset, and real practice.
And that's when it really hit me. Life works the same way. Big changes don't happen overnight. It's not one massive decision. It's the small choices we make every day. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. How to change your life.
But before we get started, we've got something special just for you. We've put together a free PDF packed with practical exercises to help you make real changes in your life. It includes the key lessons from today's discussion, comprehension questions to test your understanding, and grammar exercises to boost your confidence in English.
And there's more. In today's episode, we'll be introducing a few intermediate level words and phrases to help you level up your English.
That's right, and later we'll dive deeper into them in Lena's vocabulary section, where she'll break down each word and phrase, explain what they mean, and show you how to use them in real-life conversations.
Stay with us. By the end of today's episode, you'll gain practical tips to transform your life, and you'll also learn new English words and phrases to express your ideas more clearly.
Lena, thinking about our conversation on small life changes really makes me question, why do so many people struggle to take those first steps toward change?
That's an excellent question. Change feels exciting, a fresh start, a brand new beginning, but the reality is most people never follow through. Why? Change is tough. Let's dive into some common reasons why people get stuck.
Yeah, the first reason is fear of failure. Many people think, what if I try and fail? But imagine if you try and succeed. Every successful person has faced failures along the way. The difference is they didn't give up.
Exactly. The second reason is lack of direction. Some people know they want a better life, but they don't know where to start. They wait for the perfect plan before making a move.
Another big reason is negative self-talk. You might hear yourself saying, I'll never be good at this, or I'm just not a language person. These thoughts can stop you before you even get started.
Finally, one of the biggest problems is waiting for motivation. People say, I'll start when I feel ready. But motivation comes after you start, not before.
That really reminds me of a time I struggled with a personal challenge. I kept thinking, I'll start when the moment is perfect. But that perfect moment never came until I just took action. And after that first step, everything started falling into place.
Absolutely. The main takeaway is recognizing what's keeping you stuck is the first step to changing your life. Once you understand these barriers, you can work on breaking them down.
So, Alex, now that we know what holds people back, the real question is, how do we actually start making change happen?
That's exactly why small daily steps are so powerful. Change doesn't happen all at once. It grows gradually over time. Lena, have you come across the 1% rule before?
Absolutely. Improving just 1% each day means that in 1 year, you'll be 37 times better. Small, consistent efforts compound over time, just like money growing in a bank account.
Exactly. And that's where the power of habits comes in. Small changes might not feel significant at first, but over time, they shape who you are. This idea is similar to what James Clear talks about in Atomic Habits, how habits define our identity.
Absolutely. Even small actions count. Reading 10 minutes daily, practicing English for 5 minutes, or replacing negative thoughts with positive affirmations.
I love real life examples. I know someone who became fluent in English just by listening to podcasts every day. They didn't start with a big, intense study plan, just small, consistent steps.
That's truly inspiring. The takeaway is simple. Consistent small steps create big results over time. So, if you're listening and not sure where to start, just pick one small habit and begin today. Exactly. And you know, Lena, while taking action is key, there's something even more important, our mindset. Because let's be honest, how we think about change can make all the difference.
Absolutely. There's this idea called growth mindset versus fixed mindset. If you have a growth mindset, you believe, I can improve. But with a fixed mindset, you think, I'll never be good at this.
Right, that makes a huge difference. Another interesting thing is that our brain is wired to notice what we pay attention to. Lena, have you heard of the reticular activating system?
Yes, that's why when you learn a new word, suddenly you start hearing it everywhere. Your brain filters information based on what you pay attention to.
If you keep saying, I can't do this, your brain will find reasons why it's true. But if you say, I am getting better every day, your brain will notice your improvement instead.
That's why reprogramming your mind is so powerful. Three effective ways to do this are using affirmations, practicing visualization, and cultivating gratitude.
That's right. Saying positive things to yourself, like, I am getting better every day, helps your thinking. Visualization, imagining that you succeed, helps your brain believe it's possible.
And of course, gratitude matters too. Focusing on what's going well helps your brain find opportunities instead of obstacles.
This is the true power of mindset. It's not some kind of magic. It's all about teaching your brain to work in your favor, not against you.
So true. Now that we've covered the power of mindset, there's another thing that often holds people back, waiting for the right moment to start.
Absolutely. People often wait until they feel perfectly ready to act. But the truth is, you'll never feel completely ready. And the first step is what matters most.
Exactly. You become confident after you start making progress. When I was learning English, I was afraid to speak because I didn't feel ready. I kept thinking, what if I make mistakes? The more I waited, the harder it became to begin.
So relatable. But when you finally took that first step, what changed?
Once I started speaking, I saw that making mistakes was just part of the process. Every conversation, even with errors, strengthened my confidence. I wasn't perfect, but I was improving.
That's the core idea. Done is better than perfect. Many people wait for everything to be just right before acting, but taking imperfect action beats waiting forever.
Exactly. Waiting for perfection keeps you stuck. Whether it's learning English, building a habit, or making life changes, start now. Small actions over time lead to major improvements.
Here's a quick challenge for all our listeners. Think of one thing you've been putting off. Maybe it's practicing English, beginning a workout, or asking someone for help.
And then take one small step today, not tomorrow, not next week. Action creates momentum, and momentum builds confidence.
That's it. Consistent small steps over time lead to big change. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Make today the day you act.
And while we're talking about action, notice how much your environment shapes your habits and decisions. It's not just what you do, it's also who and what you surround yourself with.
Yes, the people you spend time with, the videos or books you watch, and your mindset all affect your life.
That's right. There's a saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you are around negative people, it is hard to stay motivated. But if you are with positive, goal-driven people, their habits and energy will influence you.
That's true. So how can we make an environment that helps us grow? First, follow inspiring people, authors, speakers, or social media accounts. Positive influence changes your mindset gradually.
Also, join online communities for English learners, book clubs, or personal development groups. When you are in a community that values growth, you naturally start improving.
And while it's important to add positive influences, reducing negativity is equally key. Limit time with people who drain your energy and be mindful of negative news and social media.
That reminds me, when I was learning English, I felt stuck until I joined a learning community. I suddenly had people to practice with, share struggles, and celebrate small wins. That changed everything.
That's a perfect example. The right environment creates momentum, making it easier to grow and stay consistent.
So here's a thought for you. Who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? Are they lifting you up or holding you back?
If they aren't helping you improve, it's time to make some changes. Surround yourself with people and influences that inspire growth. That's why Lena is here to share some key vocabulary from today's episode.
And speaking of inspiration, learning new words and phrases can help you explain your goals and mindset more clearly.
Absolutely. Take it away, Lena.